been a long time, hasn't it? Well, it's good to see you again. As you can see, I've been a busy bee. We got a pig over here looking out for a second. But yeah, I've been a busy bee out here, and boy, there's been a lot of progress since I last saw you. I think it's about time I at least give you a run through the palace, don't you think? Alright, well, come with me. And let's go check out the palace. So, obviously, we've got the main living quarters. This is, well, this is actually where the palace began. And this was the first building that I constructed up on the top of the hillside. Not so much of a hill anymore, but home sweet home. But shall we? Let's carry on here. Just a simple old storage room here. Good spot to put some of the cut blocks, or the blocks for cutting all of this variety of different cut blocks we've got here. Stairs of all variety of quartz. Yeah. In through here is the planned Cartographers room. Got two huge spaces here. Maybe this will be the whole continent we're on here. And then this could be the whole palace, just the palace island here. So I've got plans for this. It's farther along than other portions of the base, or the palace, but it's also got some details I need to figure out. It's definitely a work in progress, but that's kind of this whole place. So you know, that's okay. Been taking this place a slow and steady route so that I can let the creativity flow. Down here, we've got our balcony looking down on the grand hall. This was a room that I debated on putting a storage system in, and you can see almost some of the infrastructure I tried, but I decided that it probably would actually just look better if it made it look more like a meeting and a plan hall more than anything. So this one is, I mean, this one has changed a bunch of times and it's gotten larger every single time. So at this rate, I think this is maybe the final iteration. Maybe. We'll find out. There's still things to be ironed out in all of this, but oh, in the porting of the world files, all of my armor stands got moved and set back to their basic spot. So our helper here is just facing the wall. Into here, this is where I was actually going to make the throne room. I'm still not sure. This would be an excellent place, because then you could essentially have it be a grand meeting hall and put a throne right there where everyone comes in. And but the palace has changed so much. I mean, it used to just be this room, and then I decided it needed to be larger, and that was definitely the right move. But boy, this could be the throne room. This could just be the antechamber to the throne room. So, you know, nothing's set perfectly in stone except for some of this stuff. Oh my. Alright, but in through here, Mr. Pig, our good watch out, he's very handy. In through here might be a roofed and slightly covered garden. We've got all of these bees from the Busy Bee update. And it would be mighty fine to make a nice little enclosure for them. But that's getting ahead of myself. There's not even a wall here yet. So for now, they just get their nice little safe home in there. Is that a rabbit stuck inside of it? Oh, moving on. In here, good old connector. That's the grand hall there. And I had something planned here, but things are still coming together on the floor plan. Not a lot of room for something, but it would be a good entrance to like the dungeon and the lower areas, which are up on the list of things and regions I want to make in here. So this could be what becomes kind of the grunt part of the palace. You know, every palace has some sort of infrastructure, and well, maybe this is how you get into where the servants and the cooks and the guards and all like the maid's groom, or oh, that's a wedding. But all the maids for the lady of honor and the man of honor. I don't know who all of these residents of the palace are, but you know, palace would have people in royalty or something like that. You know, just bear with me. But moving swiftly on, we go down the staircase from up here. It's all kind of a maze in here. It all connects one way through the other. This is one of my favorite recent projects. I borrowed from some real life architecture, bonus points if you can guess where, and decided it'd be really fun to try to make this in Minecraft. And I think it kind of came out pretty well. I'm at least pleased with it for the most part. And I don't imagine this changing for anything, but you know, nothing's set in stone. Down here, the throne room from, well, or the to-be throne room, maybe, has quite the view. So it really wouldn't feel wrong to make it into a grand kind of throne area. In fact, we could lower this floor here so that you're forced to come down and look up at His Highness. Quite literally. Oh my, all the puns today. I'm so sorry. Who am I kidding? No, I'm not. This is my library, or what would be a library if there were books in it. But this is one of my favorite halls that I've built. It's very large and spacious, and I just like the idea of having stacks of old tomes that reach up to the ceiling, so tall that you have to take a ladder, and it's got multiple levels, and there's a like a boardwalk up above where you can get up to some of the old, dirtier, dustier tomes. So that's all of this is very much so something that I see in my head, but you know, that's the whole point of this game, is to take what's in your head and transition it into, well, the world. So this was a hard one because I wanted to make it look realistic, like it's supported, but also like it is almost like too big, you know, like it's like too grand, like who needs all of these books kind of thing. You know, it's and books in Minecraft, they're their own kind of statement of wealth. Those things are not cheap. So you know, I have villager trading halls that could be used, but that's a long way off, and I won't get ahead of myself here. So lots of ambitions with this build. But moving swiftly on. So, recap here. Library, general connection area, palace room, question mark? Then down to pretty much what's supposed to be the most extravagant room in the entire palace, the Grand Hall. Now this is kind of huge. This was several weeks projects of just building this. I mean, not literal in-game time, but, you know, of just, excuse me, real life time. You know, this was very, very tedious. I mean, I've taken this down and apart a couple times, rebuilt it, gotten the pillars in, decided they were not big enough, and so decided that I would make them even larger, and then, you know, it just expands the walls further. It's its own kind of gargantuan mega project inside of the palace mega project. So this room, I mean, I'm quite pleased and proud with how far this room has come along. but boy, is it a long way from it finished. There's so many details that I'd like to finish and put in here, especially once the armor mods are all installed and put back in, so that we can put little armor stands and make it look like we've got tacticians scouting out the enemies and keeping the land safe for the Empire. That kind of good stuff. You know, a good storytelling element comes from the little details. So that's at least the goal. Right now, it's a long way from there. But you know, a work in progress. A work in progress. That's kind of this whole palace. Oh my! Look at the time. It's gotten quite late. Let's I'll give you a quick view from up above and show you what it looks like at night, because the view from up there is quite magical. Well, here we are, all the way up at the Cartographers station. It's Cartographers room. The names aren't really solidified, but work in progress. But here up, after doing some roof hopping, you can make your way up and get a view from, well, pretty much all the way up at the top if you really want to do the parkour. But I'll just show you what it's like out here. This used to all be desert and has been slowly terraformed by yours truly here. I've had quite the vision for this place of a kind of sand dune held together by the trees that grow out of it, sprouting from this big mother tree. She's got a name, but it's nothing important right now. We'll come back to her sometime. But for now, you know, this is a good view. This is what the king would wake up and see every day if there were, well, windows to this side. That might be something I put on later, because that'd be a good thing to have. You know, outlooking the kingdom here with all of the residents who live across the river and up the hill, and then my village there and across the river again. But again, things to be added on here. For now, I can just always come to the rooftop. Now, to be honest, giving a full tour like that's kind of exhausting. At least when you're not used to doing it all the time. I think it's about time I get some good old-fashioned shut-eye. What do you think? I mean, that big, comfy couch. I think there's an extra bed somewhere out here that I could spare for you. So, I don't know about you, but I'm going to go crash in in the master bedroom. Alright, well, there's a spot for you there, friend. Yeah. It's been a good night. Oh my, it's getting late. Better get some shut-eye in here. It's cold in here. This isn't my palace. What's going on here? Well, I mean, at least there's some music here. Let's give it a listen. Now wait a second. Huh. Friends, I don't think we're in the desert anymore. Where's this place? Well, I'll be darned. Alright, well, I'll come clean. You see, it was about time. The old world that I had been playing on had been, about 4 or 5 years old now. It's been a long time that I've been on there. And with all of this new generation, I thought it'd be a good time to maybe make a new start. And look at where we found ourselves. Quite the mountain. Now, this, I'll put a little forewarning on this. You can't get this seed anymore. This was generated before the quote-unquote last time they would change the generation, but then they said it was actually the last time. So this is what we call the Highlands, because around it isn't necessarily mountains, actually. There's a lot of ocean here. But just take a look for yourself here. I'd say this is good enough. So the normal seed of the world starts a little bit past where the horizon ends there. And it's a little bummer, but I've got a project in mind on my new location that I found recently. So, but yeah, welcome to 1.18. I hope you enjoy your stay. I certainly am. And I've just got so much to show you. So, let's get into that. But maybe next time. For now, I've shown you quite a bit. I hope you're ready and raring to get in with this with me to 1.18. But, it's gonna be good.